Hey there, Luminary here, and it is Sunday, November 20th, 2011, and it's time for another top 10. This is going to be pretty skimpy. I ran out of time as far as like production-wise is concerned. I'm already an hour late getting this out, so I'm just going to push it out, but I'm going to take the time to read off every one of the comments just to make up for it. So it is a top 10, but at this point it is everything that came in was good, so it deserves a read. Here we go. I'm grateful for Minecraft because without it, I would not be friends with poptartgamer. MrHeidenSeik. Minecraft, the Legend of Zelda series, the Kingdom Hearts series, and the Final Fantasy series. From LuciferDarkKing. Minecraft, Pokemon, Conker's Bad Fur Day, and Super Mario Sunshine, Super Mario Galaxy. And he also replied on his other channel with, the game I am most thankful for is Pokemon Crystal because it was my first Pokemon game and was the first game when I got my Game Boy around kindergarten or first grade. It has been my favorite Pokemon game ever and one of my favorite games in general. That's from poptartgamer / poptartIRL. Of course, the one that received the most votes as far as popularity was by TheExibus, and it says, World of Warcraft, so many great memories spent with friends, meeting new people and exploring. It is just perfect. And on a personal note, I'm going to have to agree, MMOs of that caliber does bring a sense of community in, and I have a lot of community experience with MMOs. Onward, though, we have, I am thankful for Super Mario RPG for being the spark to me in the realm of every RPG I'd ever want to play. Still to this day, one of, if not my favorite games of all time, and that is from TehRayvin. I'm thankful for Spyro. It got me through some rough times growing up from XX Lingua Girl XX. And then there is Crash Bandicoot. My childhood revolved around that whole series from Tennu Dan. Then we have Cosmic Arc for the Atari 2600. It was the first game that I ever played, and that's from Bale Warg. And then, finally, from Wired Solaris, the entire Total War series. I mean, where would the History Channel have been without it? Without it to use for ancient battle simulations. That's, I'm gonna have to agree with that one. That's a good one, Wired. Either way, that is your quote, top 10, unquote, in no particular order. I just gave the one with the most votes. I think we're going to go ahead and do a quick rundown of our next top 10 for next Sunday, which I will put more production time into. Again, I ran out of time. I literally jumped on this particular video right after I got finished trying to analyze the symbolism of color in The Doll's House by Catherine Mansfield. And that is one of the most mind-numbing things you'll ever do. Anyway, the top 10 for next week for your submissions will be the top 10 disappointments in gaming history. And I say that in the sense of, you were really hyped for a game. You wanted it to come out. You had it pre-ordered. You were in GameStop. You were first in line. You get it. You get home. You unwrap it. And all you could do is facepalm. That type of experience. A good example of that for me would probably have to be, what was it? I'd have to say, and this is really hard for me too, because I do a lot of background search whenever I decide to buy a game. I mean, it's not necessarily based on Metacritic scores or whatever. It's all in the audio, visual, what they're having to say about it, and what's going on with the game in general. But I would have to say the most disappointing game I think that I have ever picked up would have to be, disappointing game. There was a game I picked up at a pawn shop, and I don't remember the name of it. And I should have known better because the name was in Japanese letters or Korean letters, or I'm not sure. I don't know how to tell the difference. And I plugged it in, and I couldn't figure out how to play it. That's what I get for plugging it into my NES console and going derp-de-derp. And for what I did figure out of it, it was not all that great. It was some sort of I recognized names like Liu Bei and whatnot, so it had to deal with some sort of Chinese history and multi-unit battle system in a Final Fantasy-ish setting, you know, where you had the overworld map, you moved around, and you had random encounters with different bandits and, of course, other warlords. If I knew the name of it, I would tell you, but I don't, because it would be squiggle line, crooked letter, and a pagoda. And there you have it. Again, sorry for the poor production quality today, but I just wanted to get it out. Remember to give your submissions to me either through my email at luminaryweekly@gmail.com. You can tweet them to me on Twitter at twitter.com/luminaryweekly. Or you can send it to my YouTube box. And of course, you can always just head to my channel page, which I revamped, by the way. I have a new channel border up in my moderator box to submit your next top 10. Again, I'm Luminary, and I'll see you next time.